Hello and welcome to my YouTube channel Code with Akky. How are you doing guys? So in this video we are going to build Hulu OTT application which will be a fully responsive project. So are you guys excited to build this awesome project? Do comments below your opinion or views. Let's see the demo of the build first of all. As you guys can see here, we have this Hulu OTT application that is built in React, and we have used a lot of features to make it happen. And there is a surprise for you. You can also build this awesome project along with me. Just follow this project with me, and you guys can definitely build this awesome project, and you can get a very special surprise in this Hulu OTT application, which we are way different whatever the Hulu clone you have seen on the YouTube till now. Let's get started and see the demo of the build first of all. So this is our Hulu application. Let's check the responsiveness of this. So as you can see here, I am on this screen size. Let's make it somehow smaller screen size. Now you can see here it is divided into 2 by 2 grid. We will definitely see a CSS grid in this build, how you can implement it. Now let me make it a bit smaller. So now you can see here it is a iPad view, and now once I make it more smaller, you will definitely see the mobile view of this. So in the mobile application it will be seen like this. So it is fully responsive, and here we have this header section that is like it is seeing like this, and we have this navigation section which we have a bunch of options there, so which is scrollable, so you can scroll it like this. And here we have these applications and all these things is coming down here. So it is fully responsive. Let's revert it back to the main website. Now you can see here we have this top section, the top rated section. All this section is fully dynamic, and we are using the TMDB database or the movie database for all these things to be coming down here. There is a very nice slick animation you guys will see when there is a load of any of the categories we will get here. So you will see here it is looking a very nice UI, attractive UI. We have this when we click on this. Now you can see here there is a very nice slick animation, little animation is going on. We have this trending section here at the top. We have these collections or the verified TV episodes here. Next we have the search functionality. So here you can simply search for the movies. So let's search for the movie. Let's search for any movie. To search for Pushpa. Now click on this search. You will see here the movies related to Pushpa. You will definitely get it down here. So this is how sleek animation is going on there, and this is the response that we get it directly from our TMDB API's integration. Now you can simply search for another movie like KGF. Let's search for this. So this is the KGF movie. Now one thing is coming in your mind, it is only coming the banner or the image. What else? So we can simply play a trailer of each and every movie you are seeing here, and you can simply watch the trailer of that particular movie also. So for that, simply click on this. You will see very nice flipping of the card here. So you can flip the card like this, and you can simply see the description of that particular card. And on clicking the watch now, you will definitely see the pop-up here, and here is the trailer that is going on. Boom, that's the surprise guys. And when you click on this, you will definitely see here the trailer of that particular film is directly on your screen here. When I click on this, let's click on this. Maybe the audio will be muted because of the copyright issues, and I will mute the audio, but you can simply see there. This is the thing here. So this is the nice UI that we have built it here, and we are going to implement it here in our Hulu OTT application. So are you guys excited? Do like this video and let's start this project along with me. Let's get it started. So before starting, let's sum up the technologies that we are going to implement it here to build this awesome project. So we will be using the React, we will using the TMDB, the movie database API to get or populate all these data directly on your screen. We will be using the React player to embed the YouTube trailer video for every movies that you are seeing it here. And we will be using an API which is directly coming from the TMDB. We will also see a CSS for how you can create a very nice slick grid animation along with the flip move. We will be seeing here how you can create a flip card application like a flip card UI. So you can see here as I click on this, the card is flipped on the back side and the front side goes towards the back side here. Now you can see here, you will be definitely going to implement this in our project here. So let's get started in our Visual Studio Code. Till then, just be with this video. So here I am in our Visual Studio Code, and here you guys don't need to create our React application. So for that, you just need to switch simply open your terminal, and inside the terminal you just let's go back to our main directory. Let's go back to this. Okay, so inside of this terminal, you guys need to just create your React application, the boilerplate React application. So for that, you just need to add a command which is npx create React app, and here we can simply give the name of the project. Let's give the name is Hulu OTT app, and here we can simply hit the enter button. It will create a boilerplate React application for you guys to create this project from again. So here we have successfully run this program, and you can see here we have this happy hacking that is coming here, which means we have successfully created our React application through npx. And now let's go back to this folder and start our React application to see whether it is working or not. So I am back in our project directory, and now you can see here we have this boilerplate project, that project directory. You can see here we have this a bunch of options inside of this source directory, and we will be doing everything inside of this source directory here. Along with this, we have a bunch of test files which we will be not going to use in this project, so we will be scrap it from there. But before scrapping, let's just start our React application first of all. So for this, let's open the terminal, and inside the terminal just do the npm start. It will start our React application in your favorite browser at a very port which is a 3000, and my 3000 port is already busy. So let's open on a different port. Let's click on the yes, or simply press Y, and now you can see it is running on the port 3001. When it successfully runs, you will see there will be a very nice spinning logo of React, which, yeah, you can see here, this is the spinning logo of React, means this is good to go. And now you can create your dream project now. So let's create this. So before doing any stuff here, first of all, you guys need to scrap the test files. Let's scrap the setup test.js and app test.js. Okay, now the setup test logo.svg and the app test.js. Let's delete this. Okay, so now we have deleted this, and the error, yeah, definitely the error would come. So to resolve that, let's go back to our header and let's remove this app logo, and here from inside of this header section, just remove everything from this header section, and just here add a simple message, hello, let's build Hulu OTT application. Okay, now let's save this and let's go back to our project here. Now you can see here it is custom styling that is added here, or default styling that is added here, but we don't want this default styling. To remove that, you just need to go back to this, and inside of this app.css, grab everything and just remove it, and let's save this, and everything is now set. And now you can see here we have this hello let's build Hulu OTT application. Now our next main topic is how we can create our very first component. As you guys can see here, if we break this application in a component wise, so we can see here we have this very nice header section which have bunch of icons, and we have this very nice subsection, or you can see call it a subcategories here, and then we have this body section which contains the video card and the rest of the things that is coming down here. So primarily we have only three components that we have to build: the header one, the navigation bar, the navigation options, and this video card here. So we have to simply build these three main components, right? Okay, so this is how we can create our project structure along with this. So for that, let's create a component folder inside of this. So let's give the name of it components like this. So this is our component folder here. Now first of all guys, we require dependencies to be installed to get started. So let's install all the dependencies that we are going to require in our project here. So let's open the terminal here and let's import each and every dependency. So here we will install npm. I just do the npm install, and the very first dependency I will use the and d. For this I will be using the models, so skeletons. These things will be that I will get it from the and design here. We will be using the React icons, so get all these icons in my navigation bar at the header section there, actually the header part here. So we will be using the React icons for that particular icons here, and we will be using Axios for making the request for the API for the TMDB. We will be using the React card flip for giving the very nice flip UI of the card. We will be using the React flip move, so which will give a very nice animation for our React cards to be presented on your screen. So it will be in a very nice animated way. You can simply see the cards here. We will be using the React player. So React player is very important. So we will be using this React player to embed our HTML, embed our YouTube iframe video inside our application using this React player. We will be using the React text truncate to truncate our text. So we will be using this React text truncate. Sorry, let's my mistake for the spelling, truncate. Okay, so we will be using all these things here. Let's hit the enter button, and now these things will be installed one by one. And let's okay, there is an issue. Okay, so we just need to add a force here because the version mismatch is going on there. Okay, so it will install one by one. Till there it is installed, let's set up our project a bit more. Okay, so as you guys can see here, we have this app.css, and inside of this we have this index.css. So inside of this index.css, let's add, because it will be a single page application, so we don't just want to create any projects there, so we will be not adding any margin or padding there. So instead of that, inside of this app.css, just add a class name here. So just give the class name of app, and here we just give minimum height of this application of 100 view height, or we will be giving the background color of this very nice Hulu background color, or the gradient, the linear gradient we will be specify there, so it will be used here. So let's add this background. So for a linear ingredient, we will be using this background image. So for the background image, we'll be using linear gradient, or linear gradient. We just added the 2 right, and my first color code would be 051. I just get this color code directly from the color theme of the Hulu. So here we have this 051421, and Z has 042727, like this. So this is the color code and the color combination. And now let's save this and check out this. Now you can see here we have very nice color, the background color we are getting down here. So it is now looking perfect. Okay, so now make it smaller and let's create it side by side so that it will be easy for us to implement it. Okay, we have switched that, I think. Okay, let me put it there. Give me a second. Let's put it there and it's done. So we have this things here. So we have set our background color or the background image here. Now let's create our components. The first component that we will create here will be our header component. So let's give the name it. Okay, inside of this component folder, we just add inside of this component folder, just give the name header.js. So this would be our header.js component, and here we will be create everything that we will be required inside of this. Okay, so let's create a snippet for this functional component, and now we have this pre-built snippet. And now inside of this header.js, what we will have, we will just create a header component with a bunch of options, the icons that we are getting there. So let's remove this name from this here and just give a class name. Here we just give the header class name for this and just copy the same header section one more time and just paste inside of this. So this is our header, and inside of this header we will have our icons. So let's create a icons class name along with this. Inside of these icons we will have a bunch of icons. So let's copy the same div and paste it inside of this. Okay, let me fix the ident here. Okay, so we have the icon inside of this icon, and the first icon will be our home icon and the text would be home. Let's give the text home. So in this way we will have then all the icons. Let's copy the same. We will add the icons later. So first of all, adding the we will add the text one by one. So let's put it down for the 5 times. Okay, so first one will be our head. The next one will be our trending. So let's change the text to the trending. Next one will be our verified. Next one will be our collections. Next one will be search, and the very last one will be our account. That's it. So here we have all these icons with this text name there, and then we will add all the icons here. So instead of adding the icons, let's search for react icons npm. So here we will be using our react icons. So here inside of this react icon we will get a list of all these icons. So let me expand this, and here we will have the end design icons, the material icons. So let's go with the material design icons here. So here we have to search for, or else we can go with the end design icons. So we will get a very wide variety of the icons inside of this material icons. So let's check the material design icons there. Okay, so the first icon we are required here, this home. So let's check it, the home icon. So here is our home icon here. Let's check the variation in the home icon. Okay, so this is our home icon here. So we will be using this md home, and let's copy it and paste it down here, md icon in our code. So let's import and paste it down. Import md icon from react icons / material design. We just add the md there. So here we have just added this, and here we just need to add this MD icon or the MD home like this. So our home icon is done. Let's save this and check this one, it is added or not. So let's check this. Now refresh it to see. Okay, nothing will be seen because we have not added this inside our app.js. So instead of this, let's remove it and just add header like this and save this. And let's import the header first of all. So let's import the header from the component, and now let's save this and refresh the page. So you will see, okay, there is a error. Okay, we just have to make sure the import is correct. So let's add a curly bracket there. Okay, now let's save this and now refresh the page. Now you can see here we have this icon here, but the color, you can see here the color is by default black. So we just need to fix the color, or else everything is fine here. So we have this header icon there, right? So let's search for the trending icons. So let's search for trending. So this is the trending up. So we will use this. So let's use import same from the same material design icon. So let's add it here, trending up. Okay, and just add inside of this trending, right? So next we have this verified. So let's search for the verified. So here is the verified one, but it is not the way that we are looking for it. So we just search for the TV episodes verification. So we have this TV, and here let's search for this. So I have import all these icons here. So let's add it inside here one by one. So I have added each and every icon here. Let's save this, and now every icon is now we are getting here. It is not looking here, but I have added this. So now let's start the styling of this, and let's add the uh, image of the Hulu first of all there. So here let's add an image tag for this. So let's add the image, and here inside of the source, add the source URL for the Hulu icon here, and just give the alt for this image like Hulu. Now let's save this. Now here is the Hulu icon here, but it is totally distorted now. Let's add the CSS here. So let's import the CSS file of CSS. Let's create the folder CSS first of all. So let's, and then we can do this. Instead of this, first of all, let's go add the folder with the name of CSS. Okay, not file. We should add the folder with the name of CSS, and inside the CSS we just add this header.css, and here we have this header.css. Let's save this, and inside of this header.css and do the styling here. So here we will be do the bunch of styling, and we will fix it out right here. So let's start with the header component, the header class name. So we have this header. Let's give the color of the header of RGB text color for the header. Okay, let's me check it out. Okay, so we will be using the RGB color mode, or we will just give 22, 218, and or 142, and the opacity I should give it 1. Now let's see, you can see here all the colors now is changed here. Okay, the next thing I'll just use the display of flex, and we will give the padding every side from top to bottom is 20 pixel, and from the left and the right side 2. And for the padding we just give the padding here 20, and inside of this, after this, we will be adding the justify content to the center. Okay, for the screen size we just add the justify content space between. So let's add the justify content space between, and if there will be any scroll, so we will be give the overflow X. So let's give the overflow X for this. I've just given the scroll. Now let's save this. Okay, And now we have just fixed the width. So let's give the width 100%. Now let's save this. Okay, the next thing we just need to fix it out is our image section first of all, because image is getting distorted a lot. So let's fix the image first of all. So here is this header, and inside of this header we have this image. So for the image, we just give the object with content, and we will fix the width to be 50 pixel for all the screen sizes. So just fix it the 50, not percent, it's just a 50 pixel. Now let's save this. The image we can see here we have this image. Okay, now we have these icons. We have to first of all make sure these icons to be working like in a proper order. So for that we just add a styling for the header icons. So let's add this header underscore icons. So we have this header icons. So for the header icons, we will be giving the display of flex. We will using whole screen sizes. For this we will give the flex of 1, which means it will take as much space to its right it is required. We just give the align all the items to the center, and here we can see here it is now fixed. Most of the party has been fixed here, and we are giving the align items center and justify content space evenly, so that it will be justified accordingly to the screen or the spaces it is getting here. So we are done with the header icons UI, and next thing that we just do it for the header icon, the particular header icon. So for this we just give the display of flex. So let's give the display of flex, and here we will just add a flex direction to the column, right? So we just given the flex direction column, and now you can see it is fine there. And here we will just add the cursor to the pointer, and here we will just give the flex of 1, right? We are done with this, and we just need to align these things, the header icons here. So we just add a align item center. Align item center, it will be now aligned right now. Okay, we can see we have this very irritating UI of the scrolling thumbs here. So for this we don't want this overflow of scroll here, because we are using the width of 100%. So here there will be no scrolling. Okay, and we just now to fix it out of this for a screen, for a smaller screen size, for making the screen sizes bigger. You can see here it is now seen like this. For a smaller screen sizes we have to fix it now. Let's fix it first of all. So here let's add we will add the media query later. Here we can see here we have these icons along with the text. Let's style the text, or for instead of the width we can give the height of the 50 pixel, which will be which comes with the same size. So let's change it to the height and see the image. Now you can see it is now coming the perfect with the width of the header image icons or the text. So it is now coming at a very nice width here. Okay, so let's add a css for the text, the home, trending, and the verified. So let's select the same class name of header icon, or inside of this header icon we have this p tag, and for this p tag we just transform the text to uppercase. So transfer the text to the uppercase here, and we have this text transform done. And let's give the letter spacing. So let's give the letter spacing of 3 pixel. Okay, now let's save this. So it is now coming like this. Okay, and then we can simply add the margin left. So just with the margin left to the auto, so it will be like this. So it is now compact here, and here we just give the margin right. So let's give the margin let's give the margin right to each and every to the auto, so that it will be a very nice centered text here. And let's give it the display of none, because we just want this text to be presented when we hover on these icons, right? So we are just giving the display of none there. Then we can add a font size here. So let's add the font size small. so not a bigger font size. Let's add the font size to be small here. Okay, then we just want these things to be on. We can add a active class. So when it will be active, so we just need to add this class. So for this, or else we can add a text for this. So we can add the text here. So let's, when we hover on these icons, so basically when we hover on the icon, so let's add the hover, and when we hover on these icons, we just want this p tag to be displayed. So we just add a display inline. So when we hover on this, so when I hover on this, you can see here it is now displayed here. So this is how the things are going on. So here when we hover on this icons, these things are now coming down here. Okay, so this now we can add the color of the text. So let's add the color of this p tag to white. So just color, just give the color to be FFF, so it will be a white color. Now when I hover on this, you can see here we have this white color here, right? Okay, so we have this. Okay, and let's go back to the icons here, and we just need to fix the icon size. So okay, let's go back to header.js, and you can see here we have this md home. Here we can add the size. So we just give the size like 30 pixel fixed size. So let's give it inside of this string 30 pixel. Now you can see here the size here. So just copy the same thing to the rest of the icons that we have here. So let's paste it down. One for the TV, two, then we have this bookmark, then we have this search, and then we have this first. Now let's see this. So these are the icons here now. Okay, so we are done with this, and now the next thing that we just need to focus is the responsiveness of this UI in our mobile application. So let's go back to our header.css and add the media queries for the mobile there. So let's add this, and for this we just add here the media screen, and we can add here the max size, maximum width. So the maximum width of 300 pixel means it comes with all the mobile sizes. It will come in this category. So maximum size is 600 pixel for the mobile viewport. So in the mobile view, we just need to add this header icon. We just use the display of flex. So let's add the display of flex. Then we just give the flex direction. So let's give the flex direction to the column, and we just want this column reverse because we just want the icon to be the top, and sorry, the image to be the top and icons at the bottom of the image. So for that we just use the column reverse, and now you can see the image is at the top and the column and the icons is at the bottom of the image. So we just add this column reverse. And for the image section, for this we just add the image for the inside of this. So for the image we just give the object fit of content so that it will be content, and the same thing we just give the margin bottom. So let's give the margin bottom 20 pixel so that it will be well separated from this here. And the next we just give the header icons here. So let's add this CSS for the header icon. For the header icons we just give the width of 100%, so it will use everything from there, and just give the justify content of the space evenly. So let's give the justify content space evenly. Now let's save this. So everything we are done with this, but there is a simple thing that is coming here, which is this scroll and these things here. So let's fix it out with the CSS. So to remove this, we have this padding. So let's close the padding first of all here. So padding has been removed now, but you can see here my image is now stick to the very top of this. So to fix this, just for the image section, like here, we just give the margin, or let's give the margin of this. Okay, just give the margin from the top of 10 pixel and 0 from the left hand side, like this. So we are just given the margin top of 10 pixel and bottom from there. And the next thing, when you go for the screen sizes for the desktop view, so here you can see here it is now stuck to that to there. So let's give the margin here, like let's give it the 20 pixel from the left and the right. Okay, so now it has been fixed here. Okay, now it is looking perfect. Now it is looking very perfect now, very great. Okay, so this is perfect now. You can see here we have these icons here, so it is working perfectly now. Let's create the segment, that is the next. We have these navigations there, right? The navigation bar. So let's get started for that particular thing. So let's create a component for the navbar.js. Let's give it the name navbar.js, and let's create a snippet for this. So this is the snippet for the navbar. Okay, the same thing, we just give the class name. So let's give the class name navbar, like this, and just remove this from here. And here we have this navbar, and inside of this navbar we have a bunch of options, or like a sub menus. We just give it the h3, wrap it inside the h3 tag. The first one is our trending, so this is our trending, and let's copy same thing like this trending, just copy it, paste it down, 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8. So we have the first one is trending, then we have this top rated section. So let's do it, top rated. This is the top rated section. Then we have the action, so this is action, then we have next section, this is a comedy, so this is our comedy. Then we have another section which is horror. Then we have next section which is romance, so this is our romance. Then we have a next sub menus for mystery, so this is mystery. Next we have this sci-fi, so here is this sci-fi, like this. And the very last is our western, so this is western. And one more category is the animation, so let's add the animation one too. So this is animation. Okay, so these are the submenus that we have here, and one more submenus we can add it here, so which is a movie. So let's add this one more submenu, which is movie. So we are done with these submenus here, and this is the simple submenus that we have here. And let's add the styling or the CSS for this. So first of all, let's import the CSS of, for this is navbar.css. so navbar.css is this. Now let's save this. We will get the error because we didn't have this navbar.css. so let's create a navbar.css inside this navbar.css, and let's add the style for each and everything. So first of all, we have this navbar class, so let's add the CSS for the navbar. And here we just use the display of flex. We just give the color to the white, like this. And here we just first of all add the navbar inside of our app.js. so let's create a navbar component here, navbar component, and let's import this navbar. And now let's save this. You will see these things are now coming down here. Okay, the next thing, let's go back to our CSS. So we have this navbar, we have just given the color of white, and it is overflowing there, so we just skip the overflow of text. So here we just give the overflow text to the scroll, and then we can give the padding of from the top of 10 pixel and the bottom from the zero, left from the 0 pixel, or we can give the padding from the we can give the padding from the left or right to the 10 pixel, like this. Now let's save this. So it is now padded up there, or else we can give it the 20 pixel, so it will be like this. So we are added this padding here, but we don't want this default scroll bar thumbs here. So for this we just remove this scroll bar, but keep the feature of the functionality of the scroll bar. For this we can add the WebKit scroll bar, and for this we just give the display of none, so it will be for the Chrome and Safari. For the Safari or the Firefox, we just do with the other WebKit for this. So when I save this, you will see the navbar is now removed from there, but there is an option we have. Now when I click on this, now you can see it is now scrollable there, but we just have to need to fix the navbar sizes there. So for the other uh, other browsers, we will add this ms overflow style. Here we will give the none, this will be none, and we'll just give the scroll bar width. So let's give the scroll bar, let me give this, okay, scroll bar width. So for the width we just give the 10 pixel, so it will, the scroll bar will be shown there. Okay, but the next thing is we just need to fix our h3 tag. So inside of this navbar we have this h3. So for the h3 we just give the cursor to the pointer, and then we just give the margin here. So let's give the margin from the left or the right. So from the top it will be 0. Let's give the top from the 10 pixel, or the left or right to the 30 pixel. So we have just given the margin here, and now it is looking very perfect. Okay, so this is how we have just given the margin. Let's remove the padding there, so it will be now in a line here. So we have just given the margin here. Let's add the font weight. So let's give the font weight 400. So this is a very crisp font weight here. So I have just given the font weight of 400. Let's just paint this, just give the opacity of 0.7. So it will be now painted up. Then we just give the color. So let's add the color of this is white, and we just give the minimum width at least fit content. So let's give the minimum width fit content. So this is the minimum width here. So now the text that is coming in the 2 line is now in 1 line here, and we just give the minimum width of fit content, and we just want to give a transition, like a very nice animation for this. So we can add the transition, and for the transition we can transform it. So we have just added the transform of 50 millisecond of ease in out. So this is a slick animation, little animation we have added it here, and this animation will be triggered when we hover on this h3 of this navbar. So we can add the hover effect of this. So when we hover on this, we just give the opacity of 1, and let's change the color to RGB, and color would be 22218 and 12142. So this is the color that we have given it here. So now let's save this. Now when I hover on this, you can see the color is now changing a bit, but we just want a transform to be triggered. So for the transform, so let's add the transform, and we can use the scale. So scale, we just want the 20% to be increased in the size. So when we hover on it, now you can see here very nice animation here. It is going on fading like this. So this is the thing that we are done with this. So we have created these things here. So we have given the scale of 1.2 on hover of this, and now when the submenu is active, we just want that active class style for this. So for this I will just give the class name of active. So when there will be, when it is active, we just want this same thing when we hover on this. So let's add this same thing to this class here. So now let's save this, And for this here, how can we determine it is active or not? So when we click on this, by default we just want this trending to be an active submenu, right? So for this we just want to create an state for that particular selected option. So we can create an state like this. So let's create an state with the name of active key. So this is active key, and set active key, initially we have one in the user state, like the trending would be the by default active key, and the by default active menus is our trending, right? So here we have this active key. Okay, and when to toggle this class, so for this we just need to add this. So for this, how can we do that? So let's give the class name. So here the class name we just given it here active. For this class name, how we just want to give this class name active when this things is currently active. So for this we just use this active key, and when active key is equal to 1, then we just need to add this class which is active, like this. That's it. So let's copy the same thing, just copy it and paste it down for each and everything, for each and every one. So we have added active key, the active class for each and everything. Now let's save this. So now you can see by default this trending is now there. But one more thing, we just want this trending to be explicitly of this color. So let's go back to our navbar.css, and inside of this navbar.css we just want to give this active class with this color. So we just add it to this important here. Now you can see here we have this trending, and by default this trending is selected, so that the color is now changed, and it is now scaled to the 28% more than the rest of this submenus here, right? And this submenu is now scrollable like this. So then the next thing that is important is when we click on the top rated or the action, we just want this top rated action component to be the active key. So for that you just need to create a on click functionality in the navbar.js. So for that, let's add this class name like this, and here we will have this navbar. Here we just add the on click functionality. So when we click on this, we just want to set the active key. So let's set the active key back to 1 when we click on this trending. Similarly, we can add the same thing for the rest of these things. So let's add the same thing for this, and we just add it for the 2 like this. So when we add this for the 2, now when you click the top rated, now the top rated is the active key. So this is how we just want to implement it here, like this. So we have finally added for each and every submenus here. Now let's save this, and now we are done with this. Now when I click on this, you will see this is the active here. Now you can see here this thing is now going very fine here. Okay, so this thing is now currently working here, but you can see here it is slightly lefted to the shift. We just want it to be aligned to the center. So let's do it now. So now we can now move to the next part to create a video card element. So let's create a file for this. Let's give it the video card or the results. Let's give it the results.js. Whatever we will get in the results, we will create another video card element for that, or the component for that. So inside of this results, let's create a snippet for this. So we are done with this snippet here. So inside of this video card, let's give the class name here. Just give the class name here, results, like this. So we have this results. Let's remove this, and here we will create a video card element, or video card component. So let's create a video card component here. video card, and here we have this video card component. Let's create another component inside of this. Just give it the name of video card dot js. Let's create a sample functional component for this. I'll snipe it here. So inside of this video card, we just need to import this from the video card here, and here we have this video card, and it will get the props, but we will add the props later when we will integrate the TMDB app, the APIs, the data that we will get it from there. So we will pass the props down here, and we just want this video card to have a very nice flip animation or the sleek animation. We will add a flip move to this. So let's add a flip move. So here we can wrap it inside of this flip move component, and we can simply put the video card element or the video card component inside of this flip move. Let's import the flip move from React flip move here. So we just need to import the flip move here. So let's import it here down on the top of the file. Let's give it the name of React import flip move from React flip move. So this is the React flip move, and we have just wrapped this flip move to this particular UI or the particular video card here. Now let's save this. So this is our flip move card, and inside of this flip move we have this video card. So let's go inside of this video card here. We have this video card. We need to design this video card now. So for this designing, let's go back to our results.js, the app.js. Inside of this, we just need to add a video card to this. So let's add here a the results. So let's add the results from the components. So this is our results here. Now let's save this. You will see, okay, there is an error. Let's refresh the page. Okay, there is an error here, uncaught type error. Cannot read properties of indefined is React component. Okay, so we have this error here. Let's fix it out. So to fix it out, let's go back to our video card, and we just pass the forward reference to this video card. So let's add this. So here we can add a forward ref, and here inside of this forward ref, we just have to wrap it this into a forward ref here, like this. So here we have added this to a forward reference, and inside of this forward ref, so let's add a reference object inside of this forward ref, like this. We just give it the reference here. Okay, so here we have added the reference, and here and inside of this div here we just add this reference. So here we have this reference. So this ref. Now let's save this. Okay, the issue should be resolved now. Okay, there is an issue. Refresh the component. I think there is an issue with the component of this flip move as of now. So I'm removing it for now, and let's move to the next part here. So we can add a video card there. So let me first comment these things. Let me go back to this, and here we have added the forward ref. So let's remove it. Okay, fine. So we can now move to our video card component. So in the video card, okay, there is an issue again coming. Let's remove all these reference. Now let's save this. Okay, so it is now working. Okay, so here we have this thing is now coming. This is the video card here. Let's close the console here. Okay, so this is the video card that is coming here, and we just want to create this video card like this. So let's create this video card, and we just want to implement this video card for the 20 video card we just create here. So we will make it later for the 20. First of all, let's create a video card for the one, and then we will map it for the rest of this 20. So let's create a class name. Just give it the name of class name, and here we just give the class name video card, and here let's remove this text and just copy this div more time. Inside of this video card, we will have a bunch of information. Let's set the alignment. Let's paste it one more time. Okay, so here we have this video card here, right? And here inside of this video card, we will have a h2 tag for the name of the movies, right? So let's create an h2 tag inside of this. So we have this h2 tag, and here we just give the name of the movie. So let's add the name of the movie like this. Name of the movie, right? And we have the description of the movie. So here we will have description. So let's add the description in the p tag. So here we have this description. So movie description, we just add the description like this. So here we will have this movie description, right? Okay, the next thing we will have the vote count. So for the vote count, we will add it inside of this span. So let's add inside of this span. This is the span, and here we have the vote count here. So here we will add the icon for the vote count, and then we will have the data, actually the data for the vote count. So here let's suppose this is vote count. Let's just give it 100. This is the vote count, and we will add the icon there. Then we will have another span. So this is another span here. So inside of this span, we will have a logo, or whatever the logo for the IMDb, or the logo of this. So we can add the logo of there. So here we will have the SVG. So here we will add the SVG element here like this. So we can comment it now. So we will add the logo of the IMDb here. The ratings, basically it will be the ratings for the how much ratings for the IMDb. So can add the ratings like 4.8 out of 10. So this is the rating here. And the next one is our the next one, we will have a button to play that particular movie. So we can add another span here. So let's add a span, and here inside of this span we will have a play icon. So let's add a comment. We will add a play icon here, and after this play icon we will have a text. So inside of this span we can add a text which we will be emphasized more. So we can add it the strong. So we have this text with the name of a strong, and here in strong, and here we will give the text the name watch now. So this is our watch now text here, right? So this is the thing that we want these things to be implemented here. So let's save it first of all. So here it is like coming like this. Okay, the next thing that we just need to do here is to add the so let's add the icons first of all. So we will have the poll. So let's search for poll. So here we have this poll icon, MD poll. So we use this, or we can use this. So we can use this one. It is looking perfect. So here we can import this. Here we can import these icons. So let's import this MD poll from React icons slash MD. Okay, so we are using this MD poll, so we can add directly this to here, inside here, for the poll here. So this one would be MD poll. Let's add inside of this component MD poll like this. Now save this. You will see the icon that is come here with the MD. Here we have this icon, polling icon here. All right, next we just want to add an icon for the IMDb. Let's search for the IMDb icon. So we have this IMDb icon, dark one and the light one. So we will use the light mode one. So we will, okay, there is it is not available in the material design. It is in the font awesome, so we can use it from the font awesome. So let's import it from React icons slash IMDb, sorry, FA for the font awesome. So here we have added this. So let's copy here and just paste it down here for this. So we have FA IMDb font awesome IMDb icon, and the next one is our play icon. So let's search for the play outline. So play. So let's search for the play icon. So here is the play outline, or let's search for the MD or the FA. So the font awesome or the MD icon. So let's search for this. Let's add this FFA play font awesome play icon here. So instead of this, let's remove, or let it put it down here. FA circle, FA circle, FA play circle icon. Now let's save this and check the changes here. So we have all these icons here, right? Let's do the styling for this first of all, then we will move to the next one. So first of all, let's import the video card.css here. So import the CSS for the video card.css, and we will save this. Okay, okay, yeah, we don't have this video card.css in our CSS folder. So let's add this. Okay, inside of this results, let's save this first of all. Okay, so inside of this CSS, let's create a file inside of this CSS with the name of video card.css. Got it? And here inside of this file, first of all, we have this video card class name. So let's give the color of white. We just give the padding from the top of 20 and the left and right of the 20, and we just give the margin 2. So let's give the margin from top of 20 and the left and right of the 10. So we have getting this. Now the next thing is just give the cursor to the pointer, and let's add a transition. So for very nice animation, so we will use the transition, and here we will have the transform. We will do it on hover. We will use it for the hover, and just give it the ease in and out. So we have added the transition here, and let's give a border so that it will be looking very nice border for this. So here we have this border, 1 pixel of solid, and just give the border 051,421. So this is the border color that we just give it this, and just add the box shadow to give it 3D look. So for the box shadow, we will add a 0 pixel from the abscissa or the ordinate, 8 pixel, and the 2 pixel from the left and the right, and the same color that we will be using for the box shadow, 05051,421. So we have this video card. Now let's save this. Now you can see here we have this thing, but we don't want exactly this thing. So let's fix it out. We will be fix it out later. So but at this point of time, it is looking like this. Okay, now let's add the hover effect on this. So let's add the, when we hover on this video card, so when we hover on this video card, we just want these things video card.stats to be visible. So we will add this functionality later. So else let's go back to our video card.js, and here we have this video card, and let's add the styling for each and every file, each and every class names that we are using here inside of this video card. So as you guys can see here, we have the name, which is the h2 tag, and we have the description right here. So first of all, we just want to fix the size of a video card. So let's do the inline styling for this, just like this. Just add the width, just give the width 250 pixel, just give the width 250 pixel, and the height, let's give the height of 435 pixel, which is a fixed size, and cursor would be definitely the pointer. So the cursor would be pointer. Let me add this pointer. Now save this. We have fixed the height and width of this, right? Okay, the next one is our video card. Okay, so we have added the class name of the video card there, and here inside of this video card we will have a h2 tag. Okay, we have another div with the same class name, so I don't want this thing. So let's remove one div for this. Okay, so we have this video card. Now let's save this. So we have this height of 435 and the width is 250, and here for the h2 tag we just give the style, and here we just want this to be of color of hex of code white. So this would be a white color here, h2. Next we will have this span for the md pol. So for this span, let's add the style. So for the style we will add the display of flex, and here we will align the items to the center, align items. Okay, let's add the comma at there, align items to the center. Now let's save this. Okay, then we will have this then we will have IMDb icon, right? So here let's add the same style, just copy it down and paste it here. So here we have this IMDb here. So for the IMDb we just give the margin. So let's add the margin. Let's add the flex of 1. Let's add the comma at the very top here. Okay, so we have added the flex of 1. It will take as much size as it wants, and just give the margin from the top and the bottom. So give the margin. So let's give the margin of from the top we just give the margin of 5 pixel from the top and the 0 pixel from the left and right. So let's add this, save this. So we have added these things here. Now we have the next thing that is left it here. Okay, so we have this thing, and now we can add the styling for the us here. So let's add the size first of all. So let's add the size. Let's give the size 30 pixel or 30 pixel like this. So here we have just given the size of 30 pixel, and now give the margin left. Let's add it inside this style. Just give the margin right of 10 pixel. Save this and copy this thing, size and the style for the icons of this too. So here we have this font have some IMDb. Now let's save this. So we have this poll or the icon, and the next thing is our button or the watch now. So we will add the color for that too. So here we have this span. So let's copy the same style for the span as we have on the top of it. So let's save this, and here we have this span. Here we have just given the display of flex. Let's align items to the center and just keep the margin from the top and the bottom to the 50 pixel, and like this. Okay, there is an issue of this. Okay, we have this span. We have just given the margin of 50, not this. Okay, we have this scale of this font awesome size. So let's add the size of this. So copy it and paste it the size here, right? And here for the size, we just doubled it because we just want it to be a bigger. So this is the size of this watch now, and here inside of this size we just want this color to be changed. So let's add the color here for the size. Let's add here color of the image. So color would be 1616DA8E. So this would be the color of this. Now this is of this color, and here for this style of this stock, let's add the style, inline style of this font size. Let's give the font size of 28 pixel so that it would be bigger now. Okay, and here we can add the next one is just give the font weight. So let's give the font weight 400, so it would be a crisp, very crisp. It would become crispy now. So we have given the font weight 400, and let's give the margin from the left or the right. So let's give the margin. So just give the margin from the top or the bottom 0. So let's give the margin from top and the bottom 0, and from the left or the right just give us slick margin of 5 pixel, right? So we are done with this. So here we have this card here, but this card is not perfect looking because we want the card to be flipped. We have an image at the top and this information at the very back of this. So first of all, let's add another div. This div is basically we just add a we will add edit here. So this div is for the back side. So this is for the back side. Now we will create a div, another div for the front side, right? So we'll just create the div for the front side here. So let's add the comment for is the front side. Okay, so now let's create a div, and here we have this div. Let's wrap the whole component, whole div inside of this. Let's wrap this whole component inside of empty fragment. Copy this, paste it down. So here we have this div, right? Let's, and this is a comment, and the top one, this is also comment, right? So here we have another div, and just give the class name of the front side as the same of this. So this one would be a video card, and here inside of this we will have an image, right? So here we will add an image. So this is an image. So we will add a text source of image here, any poster path of any movies here. So we will make it a dynamic when we will be using integrating the API. Till of now I will add a static image URL, and we just give the alt here, the poster. Let's add the source image here. So here is the poster path. So I have added it here. Now let's save this. So here this is the back portion, the card for the back portion. It is totally distorted now. Okay, so we have this image, and inside of this image, after this image we just add the name of the movie, like the poster, that the image that we have shown it here, we will add the name of the movie. So let's add h2 tag, same, and here we will add the name of the movie. So this would be a name of the movie. So name of the movie. So here it will here it will come the name of the movie. Now let's save this. Okay, so we have these things, the image, and we have this image, we have this movie name. We will wrap both of this into a React flip card. So for this I have already installed the component, React flip card component. So first of all you just need to import this component. So let's import React flip card. So React flip card here, and here we will create an state for flipping or not flipping. So for this we will create a state for toggling this. So we just create a state const flip and set flip. So this is the state that we have created. By default it would be false, so it will be false. Here we have added it here. So we have this flipped state here. Now we will create a React card flip component, and we will wrap the whole div inside of this component. Right, so we will do this. Here we will add, let's remove this component now, and here we will create another component called React flip card. So here we have this React flip card component. Let's copy it and paste it down here, and just wrap this both of this div inside of this React flip component. Let's copy it and paste it now. So here we have added this to a React flip component here. Now the question is which one we have to shown there. So let's save this. Now it is shown back to this. So we just want the front side to be shown here. So we just add here. So here we will add is flipped, and here is flipped is the state of our condition. So we just want to toggle it. So we will add exclamation of flipped, and here we just want the flip to be horizontal. So we will add the flip direction. So flip direction, we just add it here, horizontal. So this is the flip direction here. Okay, now we just want this flip on click. So we just want this flip to be flip on this click. Now you can see here, when you see this is coming now here. So we just want this flip coming when we click on the card, right? Oh, okay, let's fix the first of all let's fix the CSS for the image here. So inside of this video card, inside of this we have the image. So let's add the image height and width for the image here, because it is totally distorting our whole card here. So let's fix the CSS first of all here. So for the image we just want to give the size of exactly the same size of the card, and we will just give the padding inside of this. So first of all we just want to maintain the aspect ratio. So for this we will just give the object fit of content, and here we just fix the height of 350 pixel. So we just fix the height, and we just wanted the rounded border. So for that we will just give the border radius for 4%. Let's give the border radius of 4%. Now let's save this. Now you will definitely see how it is now looking. Let's give the margin of this. So let's give the margin. So here we have just given the margin here. So from top and the bottom, just give the margin of 10 pixel, and left or right it will be a 0. And then we just give the transition for the image. So here we have this transition. So let's add the transition. So when we hover on the image, we will see the transition here. All right. So here we just give the transition of transform 100 millisecond. Let me put it 100 millisecond on is in. So let's add the animation is in, and we just want this animation to be triggered. We just want this animation to be triggered when we hover on the image, right? So here we just add the video card. Inside of this video card we have this image. Okay, we have already added the hover. So when we hover on this video card, we just want this image to be scaled up to 20%. So we just add the transform, and here we just give the scale of 1.2. So it will be scaled up to 20% when we hover on this. So now you can see on hover, you can see here the scale of this. Okay, but it is distorting fully here. So let's add the CSS for this inside of this results.css. So we will add this css in the results card because it is taking the full width of the card. So let's do that. So we have added the same width and height here. Okay, and now let's go back to this, go back to the transform the video CSS because it is taking a lot of space here. So let's add the transform of 1.1, only the 10%. Okay, or else we can add the transform of 0. 0.9 or else 5, or like this we just give it a 5. So now it is perfect here. Okay, so here it is looking like this. Let me make it bigger here. Now it is looking like this. Okay, so in this way we will have a bunch of cards exactly exactly like this, right? So we will have the bunch of cards here. Okay, let's go back to our video card here. There is a much difference between the h3 tag here. So here we have this h2 tag. Let me put it h3. It should be h3. So here we have this h3 tag, and here inside of this h3 tag we just give the style, and here we will give the margin from the top of 10 pixel, from the top of 10 pixel, or else let's give the 0 pixel from the top and 10 from, let me put it inside of the string, 0 pixel from the top or the 10 pixel from the left and the right. Now it will be perfect looking. Okay, so now it is looking perfect, but you can give it more width or simply the more margin from the top. So let's give it, now it is centrally, now it is aligned center here. Now we want this card to be flipped when we click on this card. So for this we just create a click functionality for card flipping. So we just give the name of this card. So let's add the clicking first functionality. So here we have this video card here. So when we click on this video card, so here we just add the on click. So when we click on this video card, we just want to toggle the flipped state. So we just add the set flipped, and here we add the exclamation of flipped here. Similarly, we can add the same on click functionality, copied it, and now we will just paste it down here inside of this div here. Now paste it down here. Now save this. Okay, so when I click on this, it should be flipped. Now you can see here, very nice UI of card is flipping here. So we have implemented the flipping part here. Now we will have a bunch of card like this. So we just want to repeat this card same for the 20 times at least. So for this, let's go back to our results dot this, and here we just create a array like this. Just create an array, and we will create an array of 20, and then we just simply map it, map each and every like this. So here we just create an array. So here we just create an array of length 20, and here we will map each and every array. Let's map, and here we will map it, and then we will have id, and just put this thing, put this video card there like this, and just pass the key here, and key should be the IDX, right? So we have done with this. Now let's save this. You will see that 20 cards is like there, right? And we just want the styling of this card, and we just add this style in our results.css. So let's create just create a file with the name of result.css inside of this css folder. So here we have a css. Inside of this we will have the results.css. Now let's save this. So here there is error comes because we didn't have this result .css in our CSS folder. So let's go back to our CSS folder here. Let's create a file with the name of results.css. So let's create a file results.css. Now let's save this. Okay, and we have imported the results.css, right? So here we have this. Now let's save this. So here we have this results.css, and here we will do our styling of particular of every screen sizes and the responsive UI for these results. So first of all, we have these results here. So inside of this results.css, let me check the class name first of all inside of the result.js. So here we have this class name with the name of results. So we will add this. So we have this results class name. So let's go back to our results.css, and here we have this results, and here inside of this results we just give the display of flex, and now we'll give the flex wrap. So we will wrap everything. So we just give the flex of wrap, and here we will give the flex direction. So flex direction, give the starting from the start. So let's give the flex direction from the start, and we will justify all the contents to the center. And now let's save this. Now you can see here very nice, one by one. Here now it comes the 2 by 2. When you bring more size, it comes 3 by 3. When you make 4 by 4, now 5 by 5. So this is how sleek responsive design you can definitely build using the flex wrap. So this is how you can create this. So this is a very nice kind of UI that we have created it here. Now the next major task is our here. Now you can see here we have clicked on this. Now each card is now flipping, or everything is now done here. The last thing that is left is here. When we click on this watch now, we just want a pop-up here, and here we just want to embed our embed the trailers, or the trailers of the movie, or whatever the things that for the movie is available on the YouTube related to that. So we will want to just play that particular movie, or the TV serials, or the whatever the video that we have it here. So we just want to create a pop-up of, or like a model. So here we just want to show everything inside of that. So for that, let's go back to our video card.css. So here we have this video card, sorry, in the video card.js. So here we have this video card.js, and here we just want this a pop-up here for this. So for this, you just need to create a pop-up file. So for this, we just create a folder with the name of utils. Let's add the folder with the name of utils, and here we will create a file with the name of model. So here we just create a model with the, just give it the name preview model. So let's give it the name preview model, and here inside of this model, let's create a simple React snippet, functional component snippet. So we have created the snippet here now. So inside of this preview model, let's remove this div, just remove it, and here we will create a model. So let's create a model, and we will import the model from the React. We will create import the model from the ent.d. So here is the model, and let's add a bunch of props for the model to make the model running smoothly. So the first, we just want this model to be centered. Then we will add a visibility. So here we will have a visual state for the model. So we will get it from from the props that we will pass it here. So this would be our visible. Then we will have a model with the name of on OK or on cancel. So on cancel, we just want this model to be closed. So we will have a toggler state for toggling this model visibility. So here we will add a function of this. Okay, so on close, we just add this set visible, and here we just want to do the set visible to be false, and we will get this set visible from this set. Okay, set visible, right, this from the props. Similarly on OK, so on OK we just add the same thing for the model. We just destroy the model here. So for this, we just add the set visible, and here we just add the set visible to be false here. So this both of these functions will simply close the model, and we just want to fix the width of the model. So let's fix the width of the model to 1060 because we just want to preview it on a large desktop or the largest screen sizes. So we have just want this width of the model is 1060, and by default the footer, we will get the footer of the model. So let's remove the footer. So for the footer we just add the null, and when the model is closed we just destroy everything for the model component. We will using the state or whatever the state we inside of this. So here we will add a text here. So this is model. Here we added the text. Now the next thing that is we just want to pass it here. So we have to pass this. Let's go back to our video card. So inside of this video card, and here we just import the model, the preview model here. So we have this preview model, and here we will create an state for the model for the visibility for that. So let's create a state for the model. So let's create a state for the const visible set visible, and here we have this use state, and initially the model will be false. So here we have it the false here. Okay, so and we just have to pass this inside of this props. So let's pass the visible. So it would be a visible, and for the set visible, so we have this set visible like this. So we have this preview model here, and we have passed the state there, right? The toggler state there. Okay, and we just want this model to be visible when we click on the watch now section here. So inside, where is the, this is the watch now section. So here we add it on the span. So on click, we just want to set this model set visible true, so that the model will be open. Now it is done. When I click on this, okay, let me refresh the page. So let's refresh the page here. So I have refreshed the page, but model is not open. So this is why. Let's go back to our index.js and add the ant design model here. So for this you just add, you just need to add the CSS for the ant design. So you just need to add the import statement for this. So here we just import the dist of the ant. So inside of this ant we have this dist, and here we have this ant dot css. Now let's save this, and now click on this. Okay, let's refresh the page. Okay, it is not opening. Okay, now click on this. Now you can see here we have this model here, right? So here we are getting the model here from, that is the bottom of here. So this is because it is not getting a width of that. So now let's cross this, and now click on this. So here is the centered model, and now width you can see here. So this is the model here now. Okay, let's go back to our video card here. Okay, so this is the model here. Okay, now the color of this is now changed. So let's refresh the page to see. Okay, so color of this h2 tag, the h3 tag here is changed. So just give the color of this to be white, and now let's save this. So we have this color now. Okay, so now when I click on this, so here is the watch now. When I click on the watch now, here is the model. It is going at the bottom of it, right? So but when I opened it from the full page, it is going to the center, because it is not getting the width of it, width of 1060 from the screen size that we are opening it. So that's why it is going at the bottom of that. So we can fix it now, but at this point of time we can now add the code for this inside of our model. So let's go back to our preview model here. So here inside of this preview model, we have to add a bunch of things inside of this. So we have to integrate the React player 2 inside of this. So we just need to fix it, add the model, add the things inside of this also. So let's add the things here. So inside of this model, let's remove this this model is for this, remove this, and here we just add a bunch of div here to get the things done. So here we first create a div. Let's create a div here. So let's create a div, and here we just give the class name here. So let's give the class name of this div, class name, give the class name is model container. So this is our model container, and here inside of this model container we will have a model container left. So here we will have two sections, the left section and the right section. So here we will have the mod div, we have this class name model container left. Let's add this. So here we have this model container left, and here we will have our React player. So here we will have our React player that we will be imported from this. So here we have this React player that we have created it here, right? Okay, so here we just fix the height. So here will be height of 400. So this will be our height, and okay, let's add the props, bunch of props. We just I want to edit here. Okay, so we have fixed the height of the React player 400, and we just give the width of 100%, like it will take whole width of the model. And here we will give the light, which is the thumbnail, or basically you can call the thumbnail for the movie. So here we will add the URL of the thumbnail here. So we will add the URL here, here the thumbnail URL. Next we will have the URL of the movie which we want to run it here. So here we will have the URL for the movie. Then we just want the controls to be open. So here we just add the controls to be true, and then we will have a picture in picture control. So here we will add the picture in picture also true. So we have added the props for this. So we have this React player. Beneath of this React player we will have a bunch of contents of the movie related to this. So here we will copy the same div, and we just want to paste this div down here, and let's change the name to the right instead of the left. So here is the name that I have changed it to the right. So the first thing that we want to show it here, the name of the movie. So here we just add it inside the h2 tag, and here comes the name of the movie. So here comes the name of the movie. So let's add it, name of the movie, like this. And here it comes the main name of the movie. Then after that, after the movie name, then we will have the tagline of the movie. So here we just add a span, and here we can add the movie tagline. So here comes the movie tagline, movie tagline, right? And we just want to wrap it inside a small tag. So it would be a small. Similarly, we can add it here, the small, and just copy the same these things inside of this, right? So we have this span, and inside of this span we have this small here. So let's fix the indentation. So here we have this small. Okay, so after that we will we just add the movie description. So here the movie description comes in our p tag. So let's add this inside the p tag. So here we comes the movie description, movie overview, you can call it. So here is the movie overview. Next we have the runtime of the movie, how much time the movie will be running. So the runtime movie in the minutes. So here we can add the runtime. So let's add it inside of the p tag, and here comes the runtime. So here comes the runtime, means like every details of that particular movie or the series, we get it there. So here is the runtime. So here we can add the runtime of the movie runtime, movie runtime oops, the spelling mistake. Okay, and this runtime of the movie comes in second, like minutes. So let's add the minutes here. Now the next thing that we will add here is the genre of the movie, right? So let's add the genre of the movie. So inside of this p tag, we just add the movie genre. So here is the movie genre, and here we will add the movie genre, and here we add a span inside. Let me put it there. So here is the movie genre, and here is the span tag. So a span. So inside of this span, we will have the name of the genre. So here comes the genre name. So let's add the genre name like this, and there will be a bunch of genre. So we will map it later. Okay, then we will have a voting average or the vote count. So let's add it inside of this span. So we have this vote. So we will create a poll here, poll icon, right? So we'll create a poll here. So md poll, we will import the md poll from the React icons. So here we will import the md poll. So let's import it. Import from React icons slash md, and this would be our md poll, right? So we have this md poll. So polling here, and here we will add this polling here. So here we will have this vote count. So here we will have this vote count. So here we will have the vote count, vote count, and alongside we just want to add the release date of the movie. So here comes the release date also. Let's add the release date like this. Okay, after that we will have the IMDb ratings. Okay, so we'll create a same another span for this. Let's copy the same span and paste it down here, and here we have this IMDb, MD IMDb. Let me check whether it is IMDb. So let's copy the IMDb icon from FA. So we have the font awesome IMDb. So just copy it, paste it down here, font awesome IMDb, and import it from the font awesome. So import font FA IMDb from React icons slash FA. So this is the font awesome IMDb. So we have imported the IMDb, and here we just add the vote count, basically the voting average. So here we just get the voting average from the IMDb. So here is the vote average. So here is the vote average. Now let's remove the release date from here. Okay, so we have this another span here. After this span, we will have the production house names. So we just want to show the production house names also. So let's paste the create another span. So here we have this span, and for this span we will have this production houses. So we have this production houses like this. So here we have this production houses, and here we will using the tooltip. Inside of this tooltip we will show the production house name. So here we have this tooltip, right? And we just import the tooltip from the, okay, we will import the tooltip from the entity. Okay, so we have this tooltip, right? So we have this tooltip, and we will show the tooltip, and we will show the name of the production house in the tooltip, right? So we have this tooltip, and let's give the title of the tooltip. So the title would be the name of production house. So this is the tooltip title, name of the production house, and the placement. Let's give the placement. So let me break it down to the next line like this, and now we will have the placement here. So placement, I just want to give the placement to the top. So here we have just given the placement here, and inside of this we have the image of the production house. So for this we will use the image source. So here we will have the image tag of the production house, and here we will have the source of that image, and then we will have the source of the image. Then we will have the, let me break it to the next line. Let me put the indentation first of all, and we will have the alt. So here we will have the production house logo. So just give it to the name logo, and here we just give the height of the height will be fixed to the 30, and width, just will give the width to the 100. Both of it is in the pixel, so we have given the height and the width. Now so we have this image tag, and the image tag is done. So we are done with this, and the whole thing, the whole content is now done. Let's save this, and when I save this, now you can see here, let me close this model and show you there. Let's open it now. So you now can see here, this is the model here, and here comes the here comes our player, video player basically, right? And here comes the movie name, the tagline, the these things. We have to just fix the UI somehow. So let's fix it now. So here we have this model container, and we have this model container left. So we will add some of the inline stylings inside of this, right? So here for the model container right. So here we have this model container. Let me add this. So we have this model container right. So let me destructure it. Okay, add it to the next line, break it to the next line. Now we will, okay, instead of this, we just, first of all, we just need to add a preview model CSS. So let's add the first of all this. Now let's save this. Let's create a CSS file for the preview model.css. Let's import it inside of this. Okay, inside of this we create a preview model.css. Now it will create an error. That is perfect. Now create a CSS for this. So we have this preview model.css. Okay, and inside of this preview model.css, we will first of all we will simply override the ant design. Basically we will override the ant design model CSS, right? So here we will override it. Let me make it smaller like this. Okay, so here we have this. Here we can we will override the model content and everything here. So for this we have this ant model content, and here for this ant model content we give the background image like this, background image of the linear gradient as it is the same that we have in the app.css, whatever we have added inside of this app.css. So here we have this background image, so we just copy it, paste it down for the model for the same. So here this comes the background image of this model. Now let's save this. Now it is changed perfectly. Then we will add the background image of this and give the color. So color would be white. So now color should be in a white color here, right? Then we have a model close button, so close cross icon. So for this we just want to change this. So we have this model and model close and model close X icon, that is the cross icon. So here we will use the color also white. So it will be now visible. Now let's save this. Now it is visible, and then we will have the we have this thing. So it is done with this. The most of the thing that we need to fix it at the bottom of this thing. So we just need to fix it that. So let's go back to our preview model. So here is our preview model, and here we will add the CSS for this h3 tag. Basically it is breaking the color of this, the title of the movie, that is the h3 tag that we are using it here. for the for showing the title of the movie. So here inside of this h2 tag, just add the class name. So here is the let's add the class name, or just add a simple inline styling. It will be very fast. Let me add the inline style for this. So here we just give the color. So color would be white, right? Then we will add the margin from the top 10 pixel, top and bottom 10 pixel, and the left or right 0 pixel. Okay. Then we will add the font weight. So this is the font weight. So font weight would be 500 pixel, which will be a crisp. Now let's save this. Now it is looking perfect. Okay, the next thing we have to fix it is our voting count and the release date. So here we have this. It is perfect. It is perfect. Now the genre name is genre name, and we have to just give the empty space to the genre name. Now let's save this. So this is the empty space for the genre name, and we have this runtime. So this is the runtime here. Now let's save this movie runtime. Okay, so we have this genre name there in the span, and we have this next we have our poll count and this. So for this we will add an inline style for this. So let's add the style. Let's give the display of flex here, and we have the display of flex, and let's align the items center. Now let's save this. So we have this word count here. Let's give the size. So size would be like just give the size 30. Now let's save this word count size and give the margin right. So give the margin right. Inside of this we just give the style here. Let's give the margin right or left. For that we just give the padding from the top 0, margin from the top 0, and left and right 10 pixel. So we have added this. Okay, not on this. Let's just give the margin right, remove this. Okay, now we have given the margin right of 10 pixel, and then we have voting average and the IMDb account. So here we will have this voting average and everything. So for this we will add another span. So let's already we have this span here. So first of all we will add the size of this. So let's copy the same thing and do the same thing for the IMDb. So here we have this same thing here, and here we will add the span. We will add a same class name, same style for this. Let's copy it, paste it down. Now save this. So we have this IMDb voting average here, and we just give the margin and everything is rest of the thing is fine. We just give the margin here. So let's give the margin, or else it is perfect. Just remove that margin. It is looking nice. And then the very last thing, that is the production houses. So here we have this production houses. So let's we have already this production houses. So we will just want just give this same color name. Like let's copy the style of this and just paste it down here. And here we will have this production houses. So first of all here we will add the space, and this is the empty space, right? So here we have added this. The next thing here we want to add it like the production houses. So here we have this display of flex and align items to the center for the production houses is span, right? So here we are done with this, or else we can simply give the margin to the left, or I think it is perfect without this. So let's add this thing, only add the margin from the top. So here just give the margin top 10 pixel or else 0. So here we have added the margin 0 pixel. So we have added that. Now the everything is fine. Okay, for the testing purpose, we will add the URL of the backdrop path. So let's grab the same URL of this. Okay, so let's add the light here, the test banner here. Basically this is the static banner URL. Now let's save this. Let's click on this, click on the watch now. Okay, let me make it bigger. So here should be the URL for the basically the movie. URL should come here, and here will be the path will become there. So let's add the URL to inside of this so that it will work perfectly. So as you can see here, when I added this URL of the YouTube embedded this, so now you can see this is the light, basically the thumbnail of this. You can call it a thumbnail or the poster, whatever you call it. When you click on this, you have this React player that is embedded. This particular URL of this movie is now getting here. So this is the thing that we have implemented it here. So we are done with the UI part of here. Now the next thing that is left is to create a simple TMDB account, implement the API, and just integrate the API everywhere. So we are done with the UI part, and you can see here very nice slick animations, and the rest of the thing is done here. When we have this card flip here. Now you can see here the card flip. So we are done with this part here. Now when you click on this, now we have this very nice poster path. When you click on this, you will have this URL, the React player that is working along here. When you click on this, now it is playing. So this is the thing that we have implemented it here. The only thing that is left is to create a TMDB account and implement the APIs right there here, right? So to create the TMDB account, you just need to go to this URL, the moviedb.org, and here you just need to log in. When you logged in, here you just need to log in here. So let's click on this. So I have logged in here. Now you just need to click on this home page or the settings. Let me check where is the settings here. So here is the settings, and click on the settings, and you will definitely get the API. Here is the API. So here you will get the API key. Here this is the API key, and this is the version 4 authentication for this. This is the basically the token of the user, so you can validate the user with this token instead of this API key. So else we are using the API key, so I will use the API key for all requests, API requests that I will made it here. So this is our API key, and you will get a bunch of endpoints to work on this. So you can simply go to the developers dot the moviedb.org/3. You will get the all the API documentation. You guys can simply use it to implement it here. So I will use a bunch of API applications and API endpoints, and we will implement or integrate those API endpoints here, and we will fetch the results and show it directly in our React application. So this is the thing that is the last thing that we have to implement it here. So let's go and see it. So we have this. So let's create an basic instance for this. So you just first of all, you guys need an API key for this to be called here. So you make sure you have an account on the TMDB, right? So let's create a file inside of source folder. Just create a file with the name of axios axios.js. Here we will create an instance of the base URL. So we with the help of that, we just need not to create any or just repeatedly call a same base path here. So we will simply create an instance for the base path, base URL of the of the TMDB, the movie database. So here we will import the Axios. So let's import the Axios. So Axios from Axios, and here we will create an instance. So for this we just give it the name instance, and here we will create the instance using the Axios dot create, and here inside of this create we just give it the name base URL. So here the base URL is TMDB. So you will get the base URL like this: https://api dot the movie db.org/3. So this is the base URL, and we just want to we just simply export this instance. So let's export the instance. So export default, and here we just add the instance of that. Now let's save this, and the next thing that we will do, we will create a bunch of endpoints. So we will create a bunch of endpoints here inside of our utils. So let's or here we just create it inside of not there, we just create here all the requests file. So here we just create the requests.js. So here we will have a bunch of different endpoints for we are going to use it here. So we will create a request.js file here, and here we will create our we will simply copy our API key, and here you can add the API key like this, and just go to your TMDB account and simply copy the API key. So this is the API key, just copy it and paste it down here, okay, inside of a string. So here is the API key, and I have pasted it down here. So next we have this API key, and here we will simply export everything. So here let's repeat export default. Okay, we will have a bunch of endpoints, so we will simply export each and everything. So here we will export it. So here we just give it the name of requests. So let's make it the const request, and here we will have an object here. So first of all we will have the fetch trending. So you will get these endpoints directly from the GitHub repository. I will push the source code there on the GitHub. You can definitely get all these endpoints here. So I'll just paste the endpoints, each and every endpoints here. Just give me a second. So here we have this. Let's paste all these endpoints here one by one. So this is the bunch of requests that we are going to call it here. So this is the bunch of requests. Now you can see here you will get all these endpoints link directly in my GitHub repository. So you just don't forget to check out the description. So you will get the you will definitely get the links of this endpoints, and inside of this repository you just need to go into the request.js. Inside of this component folder you will get these endpoints there. Let's export this request. So let's export the request, export default, and here we export the request, right? So here we have just export the request. Now the main thing is to just call these requests one by one. So for this let's go to our app.js, and here inside of this app.js we will have to make the selections, and the rest of the thing you just need to fix it out here. So inside of this app.js we will create a by default we will have a selected option. So the selected option will be the fetch for the trending things. So we will by default select trending endpoint, and that will be rendered when the user comes at the very first time. So here we will create an state with the name of selected option. You can simply create a selected option, or you can simply click on create a state with the name of selected endpoint, or let's give the option like selected option, right? Selected option, set selected option, and here we just give the let's import the user state first of all. And for the selected option, first of all, we will get these things from the request. So we just need to import the request from the request.js, and here we will be using the fetch trending. So fetch trending, right? So the selected option will be the fetch trending, and we will simply export or simply pass this selected option to each and every component. So for the header, the same set selected option. So here we pass the same thing to the header, navbar, or the results. So let's pass the same thing everywhere. Yeah, right. So we have these things here. We have added the selected option, and for the results, we just want to send the selected option, right? So for the results, we will have the selected option like this. So here we have the selected option, selected option, and for the heading or the navigation bar, we have to simply update that state with the endpoints for that. So here we have this, otherwise it is perfect here. Okay, so for this we just need to add the selected option. So we have this set selected option, and we have the selected option inside of this our result. Okay, so now let's save this. Now let's we have just saved this. Now refresh this. Okay, the next thing, we just need to add here inside of this result.js. When this endpoint is called, we just need to update our video card, right? So inside of this inside of this result.css. So let's go back to our sorry, inside of this result.js. So inside of this result.js, we have to simply listen for that, and we have to simply call the data, simply fetch the data for that particular endpoint. So we have the selected option. So here we have the APIs of the selected option. So here we have this selected option. So whatever the option we have selected, we will get the option here, selected option here, right? Okay, then okay, let me put it here. Okay, so we have the selected option here. Let's create const movies. Let's create a state. So here we have this movie, and here we have this set movies. Okay, now let's add the user state, and here let's import the user state from the React. So here we have this movies, and we have created another state for the movies to be when we call this endpoint. So we will call this endpoint, we will get a response, and we will simply set the response inside of this particular state here. So here we will create a user state hook. So sorry, use effect hook to call this endpoint. So inside of this use effect hook, we will create a async function. So async function, and here we will call a fetch data. We just simply call a async function fetch data, and initially we set the movies. So let's set the movies to the empty string, empty object, and then we will update it. So let's get the request inside of this object, and we will call a get request here with the help of Axios. So we just need to import the Axios. So here we just need to import the Axios instance that we have created in our Axios.js, right? So let's create this instance of this. Just import this Axios. So import Axios from this Axios, and here we will get so Axios dot get, and here we will already have the endpoints in our state, which is a selected option. So we will simply call this a state. When we get this data, so when we get this data, we will simply set the movies with the data that we will get in the request. So request dot data dot results, whatever the results, we will get it from there. So we will get fetch the simply set the data inside of this result, and then we will simply return the request. We just don't want to stuck inside of this use effect. So let me return that. Okay, and here we just add a dependency array. So here we have added the dependency array here, and now this is the async function. The next thing that is we just need to call this fetch data method. So now it will call the data and we will get the data inside of this movage. So let's console the data that we will get in the movage. So here we have just consoled it. Now let's save this. Now just open the console of this. Let's open it. So inside of this console you can see here we have the 20 data that is coming inside of this array, and we have this. Let's open the network of this, and now let's refresh this page. We will get the we will get the data here inside of this. So here we have getting the data from this. This is the API key, and now when I preview this, we have this total page and the total result. So for the pagination, you guys can definitely use this two parameters here. And now inside of this result, we are getting the first 10 data of first 20 data from the page number 1 here, and here is getting the data, and here is the results of that data. Now the next thing is to do is to simply add this data endpoint, add these things, or simply integrate these things inside our code. So for this, you just need to create same thing here for doing this. So here we have just created a map of the 20, and here we have this video card. Instead of this, we will create a movies map. So for the movies, here we will add the dot movies dot map, and here we have the data for the movies, and here we will simply call this video card, whatever this, video card. Here we will call this video card inside of this. So let's create video card inside of this, and here we will add the index. So here is the index, and we will pass this data to here. So here we have this data. So here we will pass the data like this. So here we are passing the data to the video card, and now we have this upper section here. So we can add a skeleton here to show this. So to add this skeleton, we just need to simply here, let me put it. So here we can add the skeleton for the 20 different skeletons. So here instead of this 20, we can make it like okay, fine, it is, let it be the 20, right? Okay, so inside of this we just need to delete this, and here we have this ID. So inside of this we will call a skeleton, simply create a skeleton for this. So let's create a div. So let's create a div, just give it the class name div, just give the name key, and key should be the ID, basically the ID. And inside of this div we have the skeleton. So we have this skeleton, and here we will import the skeleton from the ant design. So let's import the skeleton from the ant design. So import the skeleton from the ant d. Okay, here we have imported the skeleton from the ant d, and we will use the skeleton dot input. Skeleton dot input, we will give the some props to this. So let's add the first prop is active, and here we have just give the style. So a style, just give the style, just give the width of 240 and height of 350. That is the same height of the card, right? 350. And just give the padding or the margin. So let's give the margin of 20 pixel from every side. So let's give the margin 20 pixel from every side. Okay, so this is how we can add these things here inside of this. Okay, let me put this thing inside of this div, not inside of this skeleton. So we have added this. So a skeleton input and the div will be the 100% for that. So not, I'm sure with that. Okay, so we are done with this here. Okay, now we have this 20 skeleton that will be running. It will run when we didn't have movies or inside of our data. Then run this, right? So this skeleton will run when we don't get data, and the meantime we get the data. This will be removed from there, right? Okay, so the next thing is, now let's save this. Okay, and now the data that we are sending here is the static data. So go back to our video card, and inside of this video card we will have a bunch of things here. The first one is the data. So we are getting the video, and we are sending the data inside of this video card, and we will now make the video card dynamic, right? So let's create this. Now let's save this first of all. Now refresh it. Now you can see the skeleton is running for the short time. When you refresh this, now you will see the skeleton will be running for the short time, very short time here. So for the skeleton, you can simply give the rounded, or else, or the border radius. Simply go back to this results, and here you just give the skeleton. You just give the border radius of 4%. So let's add the border radius of 4%. Now refresh the data. You can see the rounded corners of this. Okay, now next move to the next point of our inside of this video card. We are getting the data, and now we just want to create simply want to make it dynamic. So here we have this results. Let me show you first of all. So here we have this results, and here we have to make the data dynamic there, right? So here, the first of all, we just make the data dynamic, right? So first of all, we have the movie name or the movie title, right? So here inside of this we have this name of the movie. So let's make it dynamic first of all. Okay, so for the name of the movie, let's remove it, right? And here we will use the React truncate if we get a large text here. So we will use the truncate of that. So let's create a truncate functionality inside of this util. So let's create a function truncate.js, and here we will create truncate our text, right? So here we will truncate our large text if we get a large movie name. So we will simply truncate it after some characters here. So let's export that function first of all. So export function truncate, and it will take two arguments. One, the total string, and then the n, which is the length of the truncated character, right? So here it will return the string. So if we get the string, so it will return the string dot length is greater than the truncated size. Then we just need to take the substring of this. So let's create the take the substring. So str.substring, and substring sub-str, and substring will start from the 0th index to the n-1, that is the last one, and it will be concatenated, and just concatenate it with the 3 dot, like it the mode to read here. And if we don't get the truncated data like this, so we will simply return the same string there. That's the simple logic of the text truncation here. Now here in the name of the movies, we just need to add the truncate here. So let's remove this name of the movie. and instead of this add the truncate, and inside of this truncate we just need to add here. So we have the data, and here with the data, let's see, this is the original title of the movie. Now you can see here, this is the original title of the movie. So the data dot original title is the name of the movie, and basically this name of the movie we want to show it there, right? So we will add the data dot original title, right? So let's add the here data. Let me put it down. So we have the data. Let me make it bigger. So we have this data original title, underscore original underscore title. What if we didn't get the original title? Then we have to see the fallback of that. So for the fallback of that, we will have the movie title, or simply the title, this title that we are talking about. So if we didn't get the original title, my fallback will be the movie title, which is the data.title title. Okay, we have added it inside of this truncate here. So we just want it to the truncate after 18 character. If the data is greater than 18 character, it will be truncated by 18 character. Then we have the movie description. So movie description, for the movie description, let's remove this, and here we also add the truncate here, and here we will add the data overview. So here we have the movie overview. So for this we have this overview, and we just want to truncate it after 150 characters. So we have this here. Next is our voting count. So voting count is 849. So we can add the voting count here. So let's add the voting count. So here, let me put it down. So this is the MD poll, and this is the size. It is cluttered up mode. Let me make it looking cool. Okay, so this is now perfect. So this is now perfect. So here we have this poll. So for the poll, we will show the vote count here. So let's just remove this. So here we will have the data dot vote count, vote underscore count. So this is the vote count, and then we will have the release date, right? So this is the vote count, and we will add the release date to this vote count also. So add the release date also inside of this span. Let's add a bar, and here we just add the release date also. So here we have this data, and here you can see this is the release date. This is the release date here. So let's add the data dot release date, release release underscore date. So we have this release date. Okay, then next we have this IMDb voting average. So here we have this IMDb voting average. So you can see here, this is the vote average here out of this. So let's add the voting average inside of this. So let's add this vote average. So data dot vote underscore average. So we have added the voting average here. Next thing is the play circle. Okay, so we are done with this integration at our video card here. Next, we have to add the banner path of this. So we just need to add the banner path of this. Okay, so for the banner path, we will have the base URL to show the banner path here. So we will add the base URL. So let's add the base URL to show the banner path. So here we have the const. Here is the base underscore URL, and it will be https colon, and here we have this image.tmdb.org/t/p/origin. So this is the base URL for showing the poster path, the banner path. Okay, So or the production houses logo. So whatever the images that you are seeing, it will be appended with that it will be appended with that base URL, right? So here we have the image of this banner path here, or the poster path of the movie. So let's remove this. Okay, let me break it to the next line. Okay, so here we have this source. So simply remove the source URL from here, and here we will be using or simply appending it with the with our base URL. So we have this base URL, and we will append it with the movie poster path. So you can see here we have this backdrop path and we have this movie poster path. So we will be using the poster path here. So this is the poster path and this is our backdrop path, right? So here we will be using our poster path to show the posters only, right? So let me add it here. So here is the data dot poster path, right? So here comes the poster path, and then here is the name of the movie. So here we will add the same thing that we have added at the very top there. So trunk, inside of this trunket, copy the same thing of the movie. So let's copy the same thing and put it inside of this. Okay, so let me put it inside of this. So we have these things here. So we are done with the our integrations of our data. Now let's, okay, cancel it. Now let's save this and now test the integrations. Now you can see here, boom. We are done a magic here. Everything is now updated here. Now you can see here we are getting the data that is dynamic here. Okay, now let me make it bigger. Now you can see here the dynamic data is now coming. Now we can click on, now you can see here everything is now updated with the with its data. Now you can see here the description, the title, everything is now updated. The next thing, we just have to pass the same thing to the pop-up here that we are showing here. The same thing we just need to do for the pop-up here. So let's go back, and here we have this preview model. So inside of this preview model we will send the data. So let's send the data, and we will send the URL of the whatever the URL we will get. So we will send the URL for this. Okay, so basically what the URL is, so URL is basically this thing that we are seeing it here. So this thing is the URL, and we have to show this URL. We will get the URL from the movie trailer npm package. So for that you just need to install the movie trailer npm package, and you just get you just simply pass the title or the name of the movie inside of this movie trailer endpoint. You will get the URL of for that particular movie, which will be available on the YouTube, and you will get the URL from directly from there. So for that, so you just need to, sorry, for that you just need to install the movie trailer. So let's import the install the movie trailer, and forcefully we need to install this. So here this movie trailer, we just need to pass, we just simply need to pass the movie title, the like this is the movie title, the minions, the rises. So it will, you just need to pass it inside of the movie trailer, and it will definitely return you the URL for that particular movie that is available on the YouTube. So it will simply return you the trailer of that particular movie. So let's, till the time it is installing, so let's import the movie trailer here. So let's import movie trailer movie trailer from movie trailer, right? So here we have added this movie trailer, and we will add this thing inside of our use effect. So let's create a use effect here and simply fetch it. When we will click, we will get the URL for that. So we will fetch the data from there. So inside of this use effect, let me import it from the React. So inside of this use effect, we just call this movie trailer method, and here we will pass the URL for this. So let's copy the same thing, the title of the original title of the movie, and let's just paste it down here. So we have passed it here, so it will simply return. So let's add a then. So it will simply return the URL, right? So it will simply return the URL, and we just need to simply create a state for the URL. Let's create a state const URL and set URL, and let me add the user state. Initially it will be empty string, and here we will simply set the URL. So let's simply set URL to the response. So here we will get the response, and we will simply set it to the URL. All right. And if we get any error for that, so simply catch that error. So simply catch the error like this, and here we will simply console dot log temporarily unavailable. Available. Sorry, available. Right. So we have done with this, and here we just need to add the conditional array, and now here we can simply add the movie data dot original title or the movie title. So we have added the dependency array. It will be a data array. We have added a dependency array inside of this, so that this use effect will be render when we will it will simply render for each and every data that we will fetch. Simply get it from the endpoint. It will simply return the URL for that particular thing, and it will simply append it here and simply send it inside of this preview model. Now let's save this, go back to our preview model, and here we have two things. One is data and another is URL. So here we get the two things, data and the URL, and we just need to update it here. So here inside, instead of this URL, we have here, instead of this URL, we have here we have the URL, exactly the URL that is coming from the props. And for the light, that is the poster path, we just need to append the poster path with the base URL. First of all, let's append it with the base URL. So this is the base underscore URL, and here the next thing is to append it with our poster path, the poster path that is or the backdrop path. So poster path or the backdrop path is the same thing. When you didn't get anything from the poster, there is if there is no poster path is available, then it goes to the backdrop path. So we just need to add it. So here we have the data dot poster path or the backdrop path. So let's add this thing here. So we have this TMDB movie dot original, and here we have the backdrop underscore path. So we will get a very nice thumbnail for the for this, and then we will have to simply add the same thing for the tagline. Okay, the name of the movie, just copy the same thing from the video card. Let me copy the same thing from the video card of this. Just copy this and paste inside of this preview model here. Okay, let's just put this and import the truncate from the truncate.js. Okay, then we have the movie tagline. So let's add this movie tagline, remove this. Okay, we just remove this data dot tagline, right? Then we have the genre name. Then we have the bunch of genres, so we just need to map each and every genre. So for that, we will add our data and data dot, let map the genre with here. So here we have the data dot genre and data dot genres dot map, and then we will have the data, and just grab this span and put it inside of this, and here we have the data, and then we have this index. So let's add the key for the index. So here is the index key, and here comes the genre name. So let's add the data, basically the genre name, right? So we have this data. Okay, let me change it to the underscore data because we have already props with the name of data. So we have added the genre name there. The next thing, we have the vote count or the release date. So simply copy the same thing directly from the video card. So we have this vote count and the movie date release. Let's copy the same thing and paste it inside here. Okay, now let's save this and check the thing that we have saved, it is working or not. So let me make it a bigger somehow. Okay, now click on the watch. Now you can see here we have this poster path is updated for the minions. Let me check for the another. Now click on this. Now you can see there will be a poster path is updated, that is the backdrop path. When you click on this, you will get the movie URL. This is the movie URL that you are getting here, and here is the name of the movie. Here is the tagline of the movie, right? Okay, and here you can simply add, we can simply remove the truncation from here because there is a full length of it. So let's remove the truncate from there, the 18 that we have sent it here. So let's remove the truncation. So let's just remove it. So we have removed the truncate here. Now the full name of the movie will come here. Now this is the tagline, so movie tagline. So let's get it the tagline first of all here. Okay, let me go back to this. So for the movie tagline, let's remove this. You have to simply add the tagline here, data dot tagline, and here we comes the runtime, right? So here comes the runtime, and we have simply mismatched that. So here is the data dot runtime, which is comes in the minute. Now let's save this. So here is the tagline. So there is no tagline for this movie, so that's why it is not coming. And here is the runtime for that, right? So data dot runtime, here is coming the data dot runtime. It is perfect. Okay, then the next thing, then the runtime is not available for this, I think. Then we have the genres. So here is the genre is not also available is for this. Okay, let me remove this, check for another one here. So here is genre is not available, what count is available, this is available. Okay, so let me clear this once more time, make it a smaller. Okay, so for the runtime or the rest of the thing like the tagline, so we just need to get the details of the details of that particular movie. So for that we just need a simple thing, we just need to call a simple API for the particular movie to fetch it from there. So let's create a use effect for this. So here inside of this use effect, we will simply call the same API for getting the movie requests. So here we will call the Axios. Let's import the Axios first of all. Import the Axios from axios.js, and here we will simply call the axios.get, and here we will simply call the request here request dot get movie details. So we call this endpoint get movie details, and here we will append this here we will append this with the movie ID that we will getting from the data.id. So this is the movie ID. So let's add the data.id, right? And here we have the API key. So let's add a API key in the query params. So API key, just form a basic endpoint here. So we have this API key. Let's import the API key and then just add the language. So language equals English US. Got it. So we are done with this, and now the simply what we will get from this response, simply take the data in the state. So let's create a state for this. So movie details, let's give it the name movie D and set movie D, and initially use state is empty for this. Okay, so we have this movie and set movie D, and the response that we will get it from there, so we will simply get it from the then. So inside of this we will get the response. So set the response inside of this, set movie D, and here we will simply add the data, right? So we will get the data directly into this movie DB. Okay, so we will simply need to update okay, data dot id, that is the dependency key. Okay, so here we have this movie id, like change. Okay, it will simply render it for the more time. So let's just remove it. It will simply run for the only one time, so that we have just added it here. Okay, so next we have the tagline. So here we have this tagline. So let's get it the tagline from this. Then we have the runtime. So you will get the runtime from the movie details. Just simply update it from. You will get the genre from the movie details. Then you will get the vote count, release date. It is perfect. We will get this voting average. We will get the vote average directly from the data. So there is no need to add the it from the state. So here is the vote average like this. Okay, let me open it once again and make it bigger. Okay, now make it smaller. So here, okay, now let's save this. Here is the minions, the riser group. Now let's we have this, save this. Now let's refresh the page. Now click on this, click on the watch. Now the genre is not coming here. Let me check it once more time. Okay, the API endpoint is wrong. We have added we have forgot to add the forward slash. Now let's save this, and now click on this watch now. Okay, there is an error. Let it refresh. Click on the watch now. Now check it the error. Okay, so here we can see here we are getting the details of the movie right here. And now let's see the error which is coming. Okay, so we are adding the movie D dot tagline. So let's check the tagline here. So this is the tagline here, which is perfect. Then we have the movie D the genres. So all the genres is coming down here, which is an array. So here we have the genre, and here we have to need to add the data dot name. So this will be the genre name, and then we have this data dot vote count is perfect, the vote average is perfect. Then we have the production houses and logo. So here we have this production countries, and okay, let me check it now. So we have this production countries, right? And this is the details of the production company. So here is the logo part, and here is the name, and here is the country origin of that, right? So we just need to make the dynamic of the only one thing, that is the production houses. So let's add a map here for the production houses inside of this. So let me add this. So here we have this movie D dot production houses. So here is its production underscore companies, and here we just do the map, and inside of this map we get the data and the ID. Let's add the index, and here just need to put this tooltip inside of this map. Let's put it inside of this, and inside the tooltip we just need to add the title of this. So the title should be the name of the production company. So here it would be underscore dot name, and here for the URL you just need to add the backdrop base URL for the base URL of the TMDB for fetching the URL here. So here is the base URL, and let it append it with the date, the logo path of that. So here is the logo underscore path, right? So this is the logo path. Got it? Everything is now done it, and let me add the key. So just add the key here. So the key would be definitely the ID. Okay, so index is the key. Now let's save this. So we are done with that particular thing here. Now let's make it bigger. Now refresh it, and now check it everything once again. So now you can see here we have this minion. Now let's click on this, click on the watch now. Now we have this poster path, we have the name, we have the tagline, we have the movie. Okay, no, we didn't have this movie overview. Let's add the movie overview. So let me check. Okay, we have this forgot to add the movie overview here. So let's remove it and add the truncate, and inside of this truncate we just need to add the movie overview, or else we will simply show full length of the overview. So let's add the data dot overview. Now let's save this. Now you can see here we have the description that is coming down here. We have the runtime in the minutes. We have the genre, family, animation, adventure, and the comedy. So for that we just need to give the span for that genre here. So let's give the span. Already have the span here. So let's add a double bar to distinguish between them. So here we have this genre, family, animation, adventure, comedy, or fantasy. We have the voting count, we have the release date, we have the voting average, we have the production houses URL. Now you can see here the URL of the production houses here. So these are done. Okay, let's give the margin right from this for the production houses. So let's give the margin inside of this image. So let's add the style. So here we just give the margin from the top 0 pixel, and the left or right 10 pixel. Now let's save this. Now we have added the margin here. Now everything is fine. Okay, now let's test the video is running or not. So let's click on this. Now here you can see here video is running. Alright, so we are done with this part. Now the last thing that is left is to make the navigation bar dynamic along with this header section, right, and this search kind of thing. So this thing is left here. So now just make it dynamic. It is very easy. Just go back to your navbar.js, and here inside of this navbar you just need simply set the set the selected options that we are getting from the app.js. So here we have this set selected option. Let me check the name once again from the app.js. So here is the name, selected option. Just copy it, selected option, and here inside of this navbar just paste it down. So here we just need to update this selected option whenever we click on the trending or the top rated content, and whatever the content or the sub menus we click, we just need to simply update it with the endpoint of that particular sub menus. Right, so this is damn easy. So you can simply update it. So when we click on this, when we click on the trending icon, right, so when we click on the trending, so here we have this here we have the active key here. So let's just put the curly bracket here, and here we will simply add the set selected option, and here we will add the request dot fetch trending. So here in this way you can simply add this. Similarly, you can do the same thing for the top rated. So just add a curly bracket here, and here you just need to add the curly bracket. Let me put it down now, this. Okay, so this is the thing that you just need to do. And here you just need to add set selected option, and here we will be add the request dot top rated. So for the top rated, whatever the thing, so you just need to add the fetch top rated in this way. So let's copy the same thing and paste it down for the action. So in this way you can simply paste it down and it will be dynamic here. So we have added all the selected options. Now let's test this whether it is working or not. So now let's open this, click on the fetch trending, click on the top rated. Okay, action comedy. Let's refresh it now. Okay, it is not working on click, so let me check it once again. Okay, the fetch data, when we call this fetch data, so here we didn't have added the dependency of the selected option. So when there will be a change in the selected option, then this will be called, and then it will update the data here. Right now let's close this, click on the top rated here. Oh my goodness, the major bug is there. We have added the use state instead of use effect. My blunder mistake here. Oh, okay. Now let's save this. It should work now. Let me refresh it. Now you can see here it is working perfectly here. And now when you click on this action, now you can see here all the data that is coming from the action movie. Now click on the comedy, the data is coming from the comedy. Now click on the horror, the data is coming from the horror. Click on the romance, data is coming from the romance. Click on the mystery, data is coming from the mystery. The science, sci-fi, all the movies coming from the sci-fi. The western, the movie is coming from the western. The movie, they're coming from the, everything is now working, right? So this is the most important thing that we have done here. And now this slick animation, and this you can see here the model pop-up, and we are getting all the data that we have implemented it here, and it is fully dynamic. So we have definitely built this out, and we have all the navigation bar is dynamic in this build, and we are getting the data exactly for all the submenus. We are getting the data inside our pop-up menus, and we are getting the YouTube embedder or the iframe for the YouTube, for the React player, whatever the URL we are getting from that particular movie. So here we are getting exactly the same things here inside of this. So I hope you will definitely like this video, and if that's so, don't forget to check out the description there, and do comment your next project that you guys want me to build here, right? So this is the things that we have already built it here. Now the last thing that is left is adding the search functionality and just creating these things at the top of this section, just to make it the dynamic. And the rest of the thing is dynamic, fully dynamic, and you guys definitely learn a lot from this tutorial. If that's so, do comment below your comments. And let's add the last thing, that is the search functionality here. And then this will be our this build will be completed here. So let's add that functionality inside of header. So let's go back inside of this. Let's add the header here. So inside of this header, we just simply call this set selected option, right? And here inside of this, for the home section, we will simply fetch the trending. So for the home section, we just Okay, let's add this on the div part of this. So when we click on this, so let's add the on click. So here we will set the selected option. So let's add the set selected option to request dot. Let's import the request first of all. So request dot fetch trending. So fetch trending for the home section. Then okay, we have a section for already fetch trending. So trending section, we have the icon for the trending. So let's copy this thing, just copy this on click functionality and just add this it for the trending here. And for the home, we will simply fetch the top rated. So simply fetch top rated, or for on clicking the home, we will simply fetch the animation movies, right? Then we have the verified, so we will fetch the TV from there. We're on verified. So let's do this same thing, and instead of this fetch trending, just add this fetch TV, and then we will have the verified here. So for the verified, we will add. Okay, so for the verified, we have added the fetch TV, and then we have the collections, right? Okay, so for the collection, let's add it fetch trending, fetch collection. Okay, so for the collection, there will be a bunch of movie in a single thing. So you just add it from the API documentation from the TMDB. At this point of time, I'm just leaving it empty. Okay, so you can add the API, just search for that API endpoint for the collection, and you can simply implement it here. And the last thing, that is very last thing, that is the implementation of the search functionality. So we just need to add the search inside of our header, and when we search on that, we just need to add this thing. So that's our last thing. Okay, so we will simply add add a drop down. Basically, when we hover on this, so we will add the drop down to this. So let's add this. Okay, let's go back to our search. So here inside of this search, we will simply create a drop down. So let's create a drop down that we will import it from the ant design. So let's add the drop down here, and this drop down we will simply import the drop down from the ant design. So import from ant d, and here we will import the drop down. So here is this is the drop down here, right? So we have this drop down, and we will simply wrap this md search inside of this drop down here. And for the drop down, we will have the overlay. So let me put it here and just make the indentation perfect. So we will add a bunch of props for the drop down. So the first props will be the overlay. So let's add the overlay, and inside of this overlay we will have, so inside of this overlay we will have an input search. So we will add input dot search, search, or the input that we will be use the ant design input. So this is the input of the ant design. So for the input, we will use the input search here and here. Okay, so here let's close this and add the placeholder. Just add the placeholder. Search movie collections TV, etc. So this is the search placeholder. Next, we just add an enter button. So enter button, just give it the name search. So I've just given the enter button name search, and let's give the size of large. And we have to add a functionality when we hit on search. So when we click on search, then we will call our on search functionality here. Let's add the placement here. So after this overlay, we will add the placement of the drop down. So placement would be the bottom left, So bottom left would be the placement, and overlay style, just add the overlay style. So overlay style would be background. So let's add the background transparent, transparent, like this. Okay, at this point of time, just copied it. Now let's test it once again. It is working or not. Okay, there is an error. Let me refresh it once more time. So let me check what's exactly the error is coming. So error is coming, React children only expected a single. Okay, so we have to simply add a single thing like the search here. So just simply remove the search from here. Now let's save this. It would definitely run here. Now when I hover on this, now you can see here we have this on hover. Now you can see here we have this drop down and everything is going down there. So let me close this and now hover on this. Now you can see here we have this drop down and we have this search button here. So here these are the things. So here we can simply search for that, right? So we are done with this. Okay, so next we will simply give the arrow, or here we can simply give the arrow here, else it is perfect now. Okay, okay, now click on this. When I click on this, it is okay. So this is the thing. Okay, now let's uncomment this on search functionality, and here we can simply add our on search functionality. So when we hit the enter button, we will simply call a function. So let's const on search, and here we will search with that the value that we will get it from the search. So let's add the value. So this is the value that we are going to search for it, and here we will be simply replace the value. So here we have this value, and let's convert this value to the string. So let's convert this as string, and here we will simply replace the here we will simply replace the empty white space to with a plus sign to make it URL friendly, right? So we will simply here replace it with the plus sign. All right, and then we will simply pass it to the set selected option. So here we will pass it to the selected option, and here we will get the request dot search movie endpoint, and here we will simply concatenate this with the value. So here we will simply concatenate with the value. Now save this, and now we are done with the final integration here of the search functionality also. Now the thing is to simply test it. So let's test it. So click on this, simply remove this, and here we'll simply test it for the Thor. So let's search for the Thor. Now you can see here all the Thor movies is related to the Thor is coming down here. Now let's search for the Western here. Now hit the enter button. Here we will get all the West movies that is with the name of the Western. Now here search for the another movie that is Mirzapur. Let me see it is coming or not. Now hit the enter button. Okay, we are getting the Mirzapur season 3, but there is nothing with the poster or the name or anything else there. So only the thing that is not available for this, but it is there on there. Okay, so we have this Mirzapur. Another, let's search for the Panchayat. So these are the web series. Let me check it is there or not. So here we have this coming from the Panchayat. Yeah, so this whole thing is now working, and let's test it is fetching the trending or not. Now when you click on this trending, it is fetching the trending list. When I click on the verified, it is fetching all the TVs related search. So now we are done with this. This is a very nice UI that, or the sleek animation that we are getting here, it is perfect. It is has been implemented it here. We have implemented it successfully. So that's it from this build, and I hope you definitely watch this tutorial till the end. If you are building this project along with me, then you will definitely see how you guys simply create a project which is very easy for creating, for if you are a new here. But when you get the things or the concept clear, you can definitely create your project on itself. So I hope you definitely love this tutorial or watch this tutorial till the end, and don't forget to subscribe this channel if you are new here. Till then, have a nice and awesome day. Take care. Bye bye.